So we have started with the next treatment unit in water treatment plant, that is disinfection. So disinfection means it is a method of destroying any disease causing microorganisms, that is destroying the pathogens. So we have seen the various methods. So mainly they are classified into physical and chemical. So we'll be studying in this video the physical methods, that is boiling and UV treatment. So physical methods. Now in this physical method, first we'll start with boiling of water. So before starting this, you should first write down this note. Most of the microorganisms survive up to survive up to 37 degrees Celsius. Okay, so above this temperature, this all microorganisms, they gets destroyed. However, above this 37, there are some special microorganisms which can live. So they are called as thermal resistance microorganism. Thermal resistant microorganisms can survive maximum up to 60 degrees Celsius. Okay, so this is a maximum range. Above 60 degrees Celsius, above 60 degrees Celsius, there is a complete destruction of the microorganisms. So in this boiling of water, what we are doing, we are raising the temperature of water by supplying the heat energy. Now, if the temperature, or we can say when the temperature is greater than 80 degrees Celsius, there is a complete destruction of microorganism. So write down. So rising the temperature of water by supplying heat energy. Okay, now when temperature is greater than 80 degrees Celsius, when temperature is greater than 80 degrees Celsius, 100% of microorganisms gets destroyed. So we already know that up to 60 degrees Celsius maximum the organisms can survive, and that also only thermal resistant microorganisms can survive. Okay, otherwise rest all microorganisms, they can survive only up to 37 degrees Celsius. So if we are providing the heat energy to the water so that the temperature is more than 80 degrees Celsius, all the microorganisms gets destroyed, and hence this is called as a disinfection of water. Now some of the properties are, it is a fast removal, or it has a fast rate of removal, fast rate of removal. And one disadvantage of this method is that boiling produces precipitates. So it produces precipitates which is objectional to which is objectional to the consumer, and also it has no residual power. See, this boiling of water, it only destroys the microorganisms present at that time. If after some time there is an attack of any microorganisms in the water, then there is no protection or there is no residual power which is given to the water. So it does not have any residual power. So this is about the boiling of water. Now the second one, it is called as UV ray treatment. UV ray treatment. So these UV rays, they have very high destructive powers. They penetrate into the cell of organisms and they destroy the microorganisms. Okay, so UV rays have very high destructive power. They penetrate into the cell. They penetrate into the cell of microorganism and destroys them completely. Okay, so the amount of destruction depends upon the intensity of UV rays. Depends upon the intensity of UV rays. Now what are the some advantages of UV ray treatment? So it is an instant removal, that is the microorganisms are removed instantly. There is efficient removal. We have seen in case of boiling of water there are precipitates which are formed. So in this case there are no such precipitates formed. So we'll write no secondary problems in water. No secondary problems in water. And among the disadvantage, there are two main disadvantages. So the first one is that this method is expensive because we have to produce these UV rays, and there is one experiment with the help of which the UV rays are generated. Okay, so for preparation of that UV rays, it is an expensive method. And the second disadvantage is that it has no residual power. No residual power. So if you have to understand what is this residual power, you can see the previous videos of disinfection. So in this I have explained what is the meaning of residual powers. So that is the power which is present or it is given by the disinfectant to prevent it from further contamination. Okay, so you can just watch the previous video and you will get the idea about this. So this is all the points about the physical methods, that is boiling and UV treatment. So this solar water treatment is also similar to this UV treatment only, so that we won't be discussing. Now from the next video we will start the chemical methods.